on, everybody? Welcome to our next quarterly update. So I'm pretty excited to be here. I'm Chris Waite, president of Career Crossroads, and this is your quarterly community update. So this is kind of where we check in to share what's been going on for the last few months within CXR and the community, and of course, what's ahead. This is our first time to do this live and with chat. So if you're watching this, feel free to say hi in the chat, or at least to let us know that that thing's on and I've hit all the right buttons. But you can drop questions in there, say hello, and see if we can get to those. So I'll just go through a couple of bullets. We do this, like I said, quarterly, so it's a pretty good rhythm. From a community health standpoint, you all are crushing it. We've just under 4,000 community members now that are online. We're sitting at about 130 member companies with 4 new companies, obviously being welcomed this month. So they've got some pretty exciting onboarding and stuff ahead there. From an engagement standpoint among our members, that is up. That means online, in our meetings, via direct calls with us. So that is a wonderful trend we're beginning to see there. I think a lot of recruiters are able to begin sort of coming up for just a little bit of air and are looking to lean back into some of the networking and some of that power stuff that they had just kind of set aside for a little bit or just been too inundated to kind of tackle. We've had some nice talks about live meetings taking place before the end of the year. So we're pretty excited about that. Up and ahead. From a meeting standpoint, we've got 7 core functional meetings. So those sit in things like operations and branding and leadership. So those are on the calendar all the way through October, with a few more on the way, but you can check that out at cxr.works/events. Now, our new lecture series, and you can find that at cxr.works/lecture, seems to be a nice hit. We're bringing in professional speakers and experts every month, if you'd missed that. So far, I think we have completed topics on DEI and belonging, storytelling, empathy, and unconscious bias. And of course, ahead we have tech transformation, remote work 3.0, which we're pretty excited about, of course, stress in teams, and a few more. We have also, if you haven't noticed, begun to increase the number of solutions spotlights that we're doing. Now, these are demos and conversations that the founders of various talent solutions and vendors come in and have with us. They're not paid, so nobody pays to do this. There's no quid pro quo, but we're bringing them in because I think they're doing some cool stuff, and we'd like you to take a look at those. Also, just ahead, we have in that same sort of channel, we have College Recruiter coming in for the next spotlight with Stephen Rothberg, and I think following that is Athena Karp will come in from HiredScore, so we're looking forward to those. Unfortunately, the CXR happy hours have been canceled as a standing event, but I'm sure you'll see more of those pop up sort of ad hoc from time to time. So we hope you'll join us there. I think next, from a research standpoint, we have begun to ramp up the benchmark and research efforts a little bit. You can find those details out at cxr.works/research. We have 3, I think, current open surveys for members and a few new reports that have been published using a new reporting format that actually allows for filtering, I think printing, and as well as some sharing of those reports within the membership there. Members have also been reminded that they can actually request topics or focused research points at any time. And we work, of course, to deliver about an 80% response rate within just a few weeks. From a podcast standpoint, which has become a really fun way to really interact with our members and industry professionals. We're now doing live streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. We'll soon be streaming directly to the website. And we have increased their turnaround time in publishing those live streams to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you might be listening. We've now got new guests and topics that are coming in weekly. We've got a nice rhythm going with that. And we do continue to try to keep these at about 20 minutes, so making them kind of snackable and really fast for you during your day. But you can, of course, find more information on that at cxr.works/podcast. We did get asked last time for more of a jobs update. So for those who do not know, the recruiting jobs are automatically scraped. You'll find them on the site. They're automatically scraped for all of our current members, but we do also now allow for companies to pay, who are not members, to pay to have those jobs scraped. It's not a revenue gen for us. It just covers the costs. So large organizations, I think, can come in at just less than $750 a year for unlimited jobs in there. So candidates still pass right through to the ATS. There's no tech or integration work that is needed. And I think that pull or scrape is actually updated twice a day. So you can see those out there today at cxr.works/jobs. And I think as of this morning, we had just over 1,000 recruiting jobs still sitting out there. Also worth mentioning, we had a major upgrade to our platform, the online platform, just in the last number of weeks as we closed out the quarter. Massive speed and responsive increase. Brand new notification system and preferences. So those have sort of been built from scratch, if you will. So if you're not seeing any of the conversations that you were before, or if you've seen a reduction in that, you likely just haven't logged in and checked out those new settings. So you'll need to do that. We now have 18 categories of recruiting topics and disciplines, and streamlined profiles, direct messaging options. All of that has been updated. There are also new member groups, I think around healthcare for Workday users, career connections, and a couple of others. So you'll want to check out that groups section on the side. And I think from a really significant standpoint that I'm most excited about with that platform update is you can now respond to online discussions simply by replying to the email alert. So that lands in your inbox and says so-and-so ask a question. You can just hit reply in your email and never even leave your inbox to send your answer through, and that gets posted into the message board. So we're excited about that. So dig around. That is the discussion link that is found at the top of cxr.works. You will also find, by the way, a welcome to the community section at the top of that page. So I'd encourage you to check that out. There's sort of some power tips on getting the most out of the new upgrade. And I think lastly, for this quarter update, I want to announce we have a new membership level. We have seen a considerable amount of leaders move out of enterprise into startup talent acquisition teams, to lead startup talent acquisition teams. And they have reached out to us. They are still hungry for community. They have certainly expressed a desire to continue forming connections beyond just the alumni groups within CXR. So we have created a new membership level just for the heads of talent within those startup companies. Now, the same requirements apply. Leaders are still interviewed directly by Jerry or myself to make sure they will continue to be a strong addition to the community, as well as what CXR stands for. Obviously, we've got more details that will come with that. But we are excited to have already welcomed 3 companies this week after formalizing the membership just this month. So that's just less than 2 weeks. So we're pretty pumped about that. We also are pretty excited about what the next 3 months bring, with a few conferences that we expect to attend live, some local dinner plans in a few of your cities live, and a few more surprises, I think, for the membership body of CXR ahead. So stay dialed in with our monthly bellwether and community announcements over at cxr.works. You can always connect with us directly on the site or on LinkedIn. And I guess until next quarter, the entire CXR team wishes you a productive week and hopes to connect live